Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a review, swatch, demo, all the things, and a full tutorial on the new Charlotte Tilbury Luxury palette. She came out with 4 different palettes to enhance different eye shades. So there's obviously hazel, brown, green, and blue. I picked up the Copper Charge one for blue eyes. I do have blue eyes, obviously, if you can't tell. Or maybe not obviously, I don't know. And I wanted to, of course, try these out. You guys know I love Charlotte Tilbury. I pretty much pick up all her new releases. I really wanted to test this out before I tried the other shades, but as a spoiler alert, I think I will be picking up at least one more palette because I think this formula is beautiful. I have it swatched on my hand here. So we have the Prime, Enhance, Pop, and Smoke. All are beautiful. She definitely has changed her formula, and I feel that it has improved. The shimmers are just so elegant. They're like that sophisticated sparkle that I talk about. I think this formula is very smooth, very long wearing, very creamy. I'm very happy with the formula that she is using. So this is the eye look I did. I do want to say her pop shades are different as well. So they're not as glittery and intense as they previously were. They have a bit more pigment to them than they originally did. They were more just very sheer color with more intense glitter throughout them. These ones definitely have more pigment, less glitter, but they still do have a glitter. Very beautiful glitters though, that sophisticated glitter that I love to talk about. Anyways, so this is 66 Canadian dollars. I also picked up the coordinating eyeliner. So this is double-ended. We have a burgundy on one side and then a copper on the other. These are very creamy. I love these eyeliners as well. Another spoiler alert, but this is $35 for the eyeliner. So I'm playing with both these today, and then I thought I'd do almost a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. I did not use the foundation because it's just not my favorite, but everything else is Charlotte Tilbury, and I love how this look turned out. I think this is kind of the perfect evening going out eye look because it's a little more intense, a little more on the sparkly side, but again, I just think her quads are really nice, so I wanted to try it out. I'm going to stop blabbing because I tend to do that a lot, and let's not get straight into the video because before we do, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave your comments down below, ring the bell, like the video, and share it if you want to share it. Also, let me know if you plan on picking any of these quads up, if there's another one you think I should get and put to the test. And let's just get straight into this tutorial, review, swatches, and look, and all the things. So I did go ahead and order the Charlotte Tilbury Copper Charge Luxury Palette. So this is her color-coded eyeshadows that she came out with. Obviously, I got the one for blue eyes because, or maybe it's not obvious because I do have blue eyes. And it comes in this beautiful little packaging, but let's get on to the goodies. So of course it comes in her little classic palette. And the shades look like this. I won't blind you. So they are beautiful. They're actually not super duper warm toned like I thought that they might be. They are warm, definitely, but they're not orangey or overly orangey. So to start with, I'm going to take the Prime shade right here, and I'm just going to take it on a Sonia G Blender Pro. I definitely really love the formula that she is using in her eyeshadows now. Very, very pigmented. They are more on the powdery side because they are so pigmented, but they're really nice. So with this shade, I am just taking it all over the eye. And since it is quite shimmery, I'm not going to bring it up to the brow bone. So yeah, these are definitely very powdery, but they're very beautifully pigmented, or this shade is at least. So I'm just going all over the eye and I'm blending it into the crease as well. I want this as an all over color. I'm going to stick with this same brush and I'm going to go into the Enhance shade, which is just the second shade over. And I'm going to, again, this is a shimmer shade, so I typically don't use shimmers in the crease, but I'm going to for this. And I'm going to press this onto the outer corner first, and then I'm going to bring it into the crease. And since this is a shimmer, I kind of like shimmers when they're blended all the way through the crease, so I'm going from outer corner all the way inner to the inner crease and just kind of blowing this out. And the shade isn't too pigmented, so I'm going to go back in for another layer. It's a very nice color. It's not too deep or anything like that. I do want to ground this look a little more because, again, we've only been playing with shimmers. So I'm going to take the matte shade, which is the smoke shade, number 4 in this palette. I'm taking this on a Sonia G Crease Pro, and I'm just going to build this up onto the outside corner. So I'm pressing along that outside corner, really getting into the lash line. And then as that color gets kind of dispersed on the outer corner, then I can bring it up and blend it out a little more. And maybe I'll just bring this into the outside crease. I'm only gonna bring it on the outer corner of the crease. I'm not gonna bring it inwards, just to get some depth out here and add a little bit of darkness. If you are using this palette, and definitely with her new eyeshadow formula, I recommend doing your eyes first because these are, again, more powdery, they're more pigmented, and as a result, you kind of get a bit more fallout than usual. So I say do your eyes first. So I'm just kind of cleaning up a little bit before we move on to the beautiful eyeliner that she came out with. Again, it comes in that cool packaging. And this is a double-ended liner. So it comes with 2 shades. There's this kind of maroon shade. This actually really reminds me of the Pillow Talk eyeliner she just released. And then it comes with a metallic, and this is more of a copper shade. So I'm going to take the kind of burgundy mahogany shade, and I'm going to start at the outside corner, and I'm just going to press a thin line across the top lash line. I'm not being terribly precise with the eyeliner because I am going to go back in with the smoke shade, just because I like my eyeliner to be a little softer, and I'm just going to blend out that top lash line, kind of soften it up. I'm bringing this all the way across, and then when I get to that outside corner, I'm going to bring that up slightly to meet up with that darker shade that we put into the outer corner. Again, it gives the eye just a little bit of a lift. All right, now we're going to take the pop shade, and usually with the pop shades, I like to use my finger, but with these new formulas that she's coming out with for the pop shades, I think you can use a brush. They're not as glittery as the old pops used to be. So again, just taking that on my fingertip and pressing over top of the eye, focusing on the center and then the inner corner. This is a really gorgeous kind of gold shade that has a warmer undertone, definitely more of a copper gold. I just cleaned up my lower lash line because it was a mess, and let's just move on to the lower lash line. So what I like to do is add a bit of shimmer to my lower lash line, maybe do the eyeliner, and then once I do my face makeup, then I come back and touch up with like a matte shade and just finalize the look. So I'm going to go back in with the eyeliner, and I'm taking that kind of burgundy shade again, going into the waterline. And then because I obviously want to test out the copper, I am going to go over top of that and again apply that in the waterline. And this just is a very beautiful shade. It definitely makes my eye color pop, but I guess that's the point of it, isn't it? And then I'm going to go back in with the eyeshadow quad. I'm taking a Wayne Goss 05 brush, and I'm going to go back into the pop shade and apply this to the lower lash line. I'm going to focus that on the center of the lower lash line in the kind of inner corner. So this isn't adding too much pigment because again, it has kind of more of a glitter base, and these shimmers work a little better using your fingertips, but it just adds a nice soft sparkle. Kind of adds a scattered effect, which I think is really pretty. So I'm really happy with the eye look. What I'm going to do is add my mascara, the Diorshow Maximizer 3D with my Tom Ford Badass. I've been really loving this. And then I will be back and we can work on the face. I have mascara on, and I thought today I would mainly use Charlotte Tilbury products because I am reviewing the quad and the eyeliner, that I might as well just do that. So to start out with, I did go ahead and use my Magic Cream. I applied that after my mascara, and it's been sitting on my face probably for 10 minutes. I do like to let this absorb into my skin a bit before I move on to other complexion products, just because this is a little more on the thick side, so I think it's important that you let it kind of sink in a bit. And I'm going to move ahead to concealer. I am first going to take the corrector from Charlotte. I have mine in the shade 2, and I just take a little bit either on my finger or a brush, and then I just tap it under my eyes. And I only go in the areas where I'm blue because, well, you only need a color corrector in that area. You don't want to bring it all under the eyes. And then I am going to go in with the Magic Away Concealer, which is so annoying to open, I will not lie. And going under the eyes. Oh. Again, it's hard to get the right amount of product because it just disperses such a large amount. You don't really have control over it, so I don't know. I hate the application of this, but I do really like how it looks under the eyes. I'm going to take my damp beauty blender and blend that out. I'm going to go in with the Flawless filter in the shade 4 medium to add a nice filtered effect and a little bit of a glow. This is my go-to. If you've seen any of my other videos, you probably know that. And then again, I'm going to take my beauty blender and blend that right into the skin. So I am feeling quite dry today, and I think I'm going to do a little foundation mixture. This is what I love to do, just to kind of get use out of my foundations, and I love how a more matte foundation looks with a more luminous one. And again, I did use the Magic Cream underneath, so I feel that I can use a little bit of a matte foundation just mixed in. So I'm going to take my Dior Air Flash, which I really love. It's a very perfecting foundation. This is great if you have a special occasion or good event makeup. And I'm going to mix it with my Guerlain L'Essentiel foundation just to kind of sheer out the Air Flash. I will be going out at this, so I really like the combination of these ones together. This is definitely dewier and lighter coverage, but this just is a bit more perfecting. I mean, this is still looks very beautiful over the skin. So I am just going to take a pump of this and then just a little spray of this. So I went ahead and mixed that up on my palette. I'm just pouncing it over the skin. So I start in areas where I have the most discoloration, and for me that's my jawline. And then the last area I go over top is my pore area because I don't like product there. I try to avoid putting product there as much as possible. Foundation is applied and I just love this combo on my skin. I think it looks so fresh and beautiful. It doesn't look makeup-y at all. I can still see my imperfections, and the longevity is really, really nice with this combination as well. So I'm very happy with the skin. I am going to move on to under eye setting powder. I picked up this Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder, and I will not lie, the smell is revolting. It kind of smells like expired crayons, if you've ever smelled that. So I am going to use that under the eyes. It does look very beautiful under the eyes, so I can get past the smell because it's not like I smell it all day, but be warned, it is extremely stinky. And I just go in with that powder, take off all the excess, and then press under my eyes. So I like this powder because it is hydrating on my under eyes, and it's not overly shimmery or anything like that. Like, I'd say it's less intense than the Hourglass one, and I don't find it as heavy as the Hourglass one is under my eyes, and I do think it is perfecting as well. From here, I want to finish off the under eyes. I'm going to go in with the face highlighter that I'm using. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Star. This was limited edition in her holiday release, but it is still available. And I've mentioned this in a few videos, but if you haven't bought it, I highly recommend it. It's probably my favorite highlighter. It's definitely more on the intense side, so this is something I like to use for more special occasions. If I'm going out, like on the weekend, if I have dinner plans, stuff like that. But I would wear this to work as well. So I just press this on the inside corner and then wrap it around to meet the inner corner and the inner corner of the lower lash line as well. And then going back into the beautiful, what is this even called? The Copper Charge palette. Actually start with the Enhance shade. I'm going to take that on my little pencil brush and start at the outside corner because we do have we put the eyeliner in the waterline already, and I'm just going to blend that under the lower lash line, taking it all the way across to meet up with that inner corner highlight, and also remembering to connect to the outside corner so it all flows when like someone's looking at you from the side. You don't want that awkward gap. And then to finalize, I will take the Smoke shade and just a very small amount. I'm only going to press into that once because it is quite pigmented. and run that just on the outside corner because I want the darkest part to be on the outside corner. I'm not going to bring it all the way across. And again, meet up with that outside top lid. I just want to make sure the lower lash line is nice and soft and blended out since I did use more than one color. So I'm just going to take a clean Wayne Goss 20 brush and run over the edges and even take that on that outside corner. Just make sure everything's blended together very beautifully. I just went ahead and applied some brown mascara, and I actually like how the skin is looking unpowdered, so I am going to leave the skin here for now and move into the complexion products. So this is my favorite bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. This was in the Glowgasm collection. So I am going to take the bronzer here and use it on a Refer 22 brush. I just picked this up and I am unsure how I feel about it yet. It is like ginormous and it's like pretty much the size of my face. So I'm still testing this one out. So I'm just blending that on kind of my hairline, making sure I really get it back into my hair so that I don't have like a bronzer patch. You know what I'm saying? For blush, I am going to take the original Pillow Top blush. I just love this formula and I've been really liking this blush lately. I like that it's a beautiful neutral and I just think it looks great on most skin tones. And obviously now she has her more intense version, so if you have deeper skin, it would look very beautiful. I actually have that one too and I like to wear it. I just have to be a little light-handed with it because of course it's more intense. Going back into the Magic Star highlight, I am just using this to highlight my face. So just over the cheekbones. And then with that excess, I kind of like to wrap it around here. I like to go a little bit over the Cupid's bow. Just take that excess down the nose. Before I buff, I'm going to quickly move on to the lips. I'm taking Hot Gossip, obviously from Charlotte Tilbury. Or maybe that's not obvious. Lipstick, I'm taking JK Magic, again from Charlotte Tilbury. This is her Hot Lips 2 formula, which is my absolute favorite formula from her. And then for gloss, I'm going to use the Lip Luster in the shade Pillow Talk. Now, I don't like my lip products to look heavy on the lips, so a lot of the time I just take a paper towel and kind of get the excess off. Just because I like my lips to still kind of look a little more natural. And to finalize the look, I will be buffing. So I didn't apply powder, and I actually have been really enjoying the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder as a finishing powder. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of that and run over all the edges to soften things and make sure it all looks more natural. This just brings the whole look together and makes sure that all our products are really beautifully blended together. No harsh lines. All right, so this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to go over my thoughts on the new release, of course. I actually think I want to pick up the maroon one that she released for green eyes because I think that one looked very beautiful too. I just really wanted to test out this formula and see how I liked it and see if it was comparable with the quads that she just released. So she did come out with the Rebel and then the Queen of Glow palette. I bought the Queen of Glow palette and it is absolutely in my probably top 10 palettes because I love that formula. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think she really improved upon it. Not that her original formula was bad because some of those quads are in my favorites as well, but she just amped up her formula. It's a bit more pigmented. The mattes are more creamy, easier to work with. Maybe I shouldn't say easier to work with because they are more pigmented. I felt like her quads, her original formula, very beginner friendly. The problems I think most people had with them was that the pop shades maybe had a little bit of glitter fallout throughout the day. These pop shades do not have any of that. The shimmers are very beautifully intense. They're very creamy, very pigmented. I am obsessed with the color combination in this. I really love how this look turned out. I think my eyes do look more enhanced. I definitely think that they really enhance my blue eyes. They make them pop. The eyeliner shade is very complimentary as well. And I like that she didn't make this too orange and too warm where it's unwearable because obviously orange is complementary to blue, but I'm glad that she didn't go for orange tones because that's just not too flattering. But I love this formula. I'm going to give you some swatches, but I really would recommend this palette. I am going to get a ton out of use. I can already tell that this is going to become part of my regular rotation. I just love the color combination. I love that I didn't have to use another palette. I didn't have to reach for anything else. I just used these shades and I think it's stunning. Definitely more of a nighttime look for me, I think. Like I definitely would wear this more for evening wear. But I mean, a lot of people would probably wear this in the day. I just like these kind of looks for more nighttime occasions because I'm more of like just a bronzer and highlighter and mascara girl on my day-to-day life. But anyways, I think if you have mature eyes as well, these formulas will lay on the eyes very beautifully. Like I said, it doesn't enhance dryness or in any way, shape, or form. And I just think that it would look nice on mature eyes as well. And speaking of the eyeliners, these are the swatches here. I hope you can see. Again, swatches aren't really my forte, obviously. But very gorgeous shades. Again, they're more on the warmer side, so they're going to make your eye color pop. The eyeliner is very creamy, pigmented. I didn't have to reapply after I applied it the first time, so I'm not sure how this will wear yet, if it's going to wear all day long. But so far, so good, and I will leave a little note down below. Again, I really like the colors of this. I liked that this eyeliner, I could apply it to both my eyes, and then I still have time to smudge it out. So I don't feel that these set. So again, I'm not sure it will wear all day, but I don't mind touching up an eyeliner. I think the colors are really pretty together as well. I do want to compare this burgundy shade to the Pillow Talk. So that is the Pillow Talk shade on the end that she just released. So they're not too different. I would say you don't need both, but the Pillow Talk shade that she released is a little lighter, but that's really the only difference. They're kind of the same depth and tone, except again, the Pillow Talk is a little lighter, but I think they're probably the same formula because they feel very similar on the eyes. Okay, I feel like I've talked long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you an idea of how this quad in particular worked. I kind of wanted to do a more full face of Charlotte Tilbury because I am obviously a huge fan of her products. I don't love her foundation, so that's why I didn't use it. But I just think that this look is really pretty. I love how it turned out. I hope you guys did as well. Let me know if you plan on picking up any of these quads, if anything, I don't know if you were interested in any of them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know if you guys want to see any content down below, what you have in mind. Ring the bell, like the video, leave your comments. I think I said everything again. I always forget. And I will see you guys in my next video.